I'm Lauren Godla. I'm the director of Dirt and Glitter and the director of the show.
I'm Madeline Lawder, and I help Dirt and Glitter produce their shows, and I choreograph, and I also dance for them.
Maddie is the reason this happened. Yeah, we're a team. I'm just the face because I live here and I'm from here. Dirt and Glitter is like kind of stands for like art and adventure. So who is Dirt and Glitter? It's whatever artists and athletes come together to make the events possible. So people got in the rafts and they went upstream, and the first show they saw was a classical duet. It was a cello player and a clarinet player playing, I think it was a Vivaldi piece, but I hope I'm right.
My name is Tatjana Luce, and I'm a clarinetist for the In Our Veins event.
My name is Elena. I've been playing cello since I was 10 years old, and I love playing classical music and fiddle music.
My cellist and I performed a cello duet by Vivaldi, but I played clarinet and she played cello.
The main piece we played was a Vivaldi double cello concerto, so that's obviously been a piece that's been performed for many years. But we've adapted it a little bit to work with cello and clarinet. I've been playing fiddle music for several years, so I kind of have like a bit of a library of tunes. And Tatjana's really good at jamming, so I would just pick a tune and she accompanies me. So everything she did was pretty much improvised.
The experience was fantastic. It's such a beautiful venue to be playing in, and it's just like, it's the best place to play. I have not gotten much experience playing outdoors, and so for this to be my exposure to it is just absolutely wonderful. A lot of my performance happens in like concert venues and sort of music, like recital halls, because classical music is very specific about how things go. And so it's really nice to be able to sort of step outside and get a new experience with all of it.
Well, it was actually Lauren, the director of the event. She reached out to Tatjana, and yeah, she had heard that, you know, we'd been making music together, and so she reached out to us. And when we heard about this event, it just seemed way too cool to pass up.
I just hope that people, as Lauren said at the end of her performance, that an art and adventure mixes together, and to understand that there are people who delve into both things, performance-wise and audience-wise, and so to mix those cultures together is just really wonderful.
Thank you. And where are you going next?
I am going back to Ashland and the Ashland area, and I have several bands that I perform in there, so I'll just be gigging and hanging out. So, thank you.
And then next was a comedian from Vancouver, Canada, who is also a musician, and she did some comedy songs that were really funny that I got to listen to yesterday. And her name's Megan Phillips.
Hi everybody, I'm Megan Phillips, or otherwise known as what happens when you cross a golden retriever with Kimmy Schmidt. Only I'm more excited to be here on a river. Let's go straight into a song. I'm an all-Canadian woman. I've got a stable job and I'm quirky. I love dogs and bikes. I've got symmetrical features. Date me. I'm kind and generous and super honest. I'm a really great listener and I give good gifts. I mean really great gifts that I can't afford. Date me. Date me. Date me, date me, 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 date me. Swipe right. You should know that I overshare sometimes when I get excited, and sometimes I get a little jealous. My last relationship ended because I cheated on my ex-date, me. And I'm filled with ambition and an eating disorder. I've got rampant self-hatred and anxiety, and my grandmother died of alcoholism. Love me, love me, love me. my daddy wounds make me feel beautiful.
And the next performers were myself and Nicole Casado, who's a dancer and who also designed these costumes that we were wearing up there. That was a dance on like a little island in the river. And then after that was a jazz vocalist, Hannah Levy, who sang from like the top of a rock.
When the water's rushing up your neck and the ground leaves your feet, look around and see what you got left. Did you get free? I'm giving all of it without regret. What's the worst it could be? You needed more than just the check to check to get free. I wanna get free. Not trying to get by. I'm trying to get free.
Then people started going downstream. And there was Nicole in the moss blanket.
Oh no, Iris Benson, who's a comedian, did a little act from a rock bar.
Recovering addicts of new age BS. I used to be really into astrology when I was a kid, now I'm not anymore.
After that, it was Tatjana and Elena again doing like a folk song on cello and clarinet. And then Lauren and I closed the show with our vertical dance duet, Two Suns, on the bridge over there. And that's how we kind of ended things. So it's a big mix of like comedy, music, dance, just like all disciplines of performance art. This is really Lauren's like creative baby in a lot of ways. Lauren's like a Gasky native, a kayaker, a dancer, and like definitely I think came from like all of those things fusing together. And my kind of like task in this work was just to find really like the natural stages and find like the natural kind of areas that are already so beautiful and then just amplify them by putting performers who are professionals there and helping that happen and facilitating that. So an inspiration comes from both the artists that Lauren I think knows personally and the natural landscapes that are around us.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, like Maddie said, I grew up on this river. I grew up downstream in Hayuchi, and now I live in Gasky. And so this river has always been really central to my life. And I'm a whitewater boater for fun. And now my partner, Adam Spencer, co-owns and operates an adventure outfitter. So boating's kind of also now part of my professional life. But I've always loved rivers and boating, and this river in particular because it's so beautiful and because it's undammed. So it represents a lot of freedom to me, and art also represents a lot of freedom to me and adventure, like just ways that people can express themselves that they would not ordinarily get to do in daily life. And so bringing that kind of personal like freedom to express yourself out to an environment that is literally a free-flowing river was my inspiration for this particular project. So Maddie and I did perform here in February, and that was really cool to offer like a free community art piece. And it took us like a month to build that dance, and so we had it ready to go. And then found the other artists to create like this whole kind of full-length show on the river. In the future, this was a lot of work, so I'm still thinking about how, if I was to do something again like this in the future, how it would be. But right now I'm really thinking I really want to work more with the native tribes, especially the Tallwood tribe whose land this is, and working with some native storytellers to also bring to life more of the stories of this river and of its people. So I'm starting to teach dance and yoga with the Tallwood tribe and hoping to like build connections with youth and with that community and be able to partner with them more on specifically these river projects.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And what's next for Dirt and Glitter after this?
Well, next is we sleep and eat ice cream and stretch. But after that, I think I think we would both like to produce more site-specific performances, dance workshops, performance adventures, maybe on the river, maybe in the forest where people, instead of having to be on a boat, they can just walk through ideas.
I think we're just trying to like experiment with what works for both like the audience, for performers, for us as producers. Like what can we push the boundaries on of performance spaces? What's a performance space? And I think we're not done experimenting with that yet. So we're still gonna keep like working on different ways to put performance in places that are beautiful and maybe a little hard to reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope what's next is more organizational and administrative support, because
that is
Maddie
essential. It actually, I mean, this was put on like to a deficit actually in our budget. This whole show, shows cost a lot of money.
Yeah, Maddie.
And outdoor shows cost a lot of money, and site-specific performances cost a lot of money. And really, for us to keep doing this in a sustainable way that doesn't completely deplete both of our bank accounts, we need to get funding.
And our like emotional and
Yes.
physical energy. Like this is beautiful, and I'm so pleased that it's happened. But yeah, Maddie spent her whole summer up here, and so did I, working on this project, and we're able, gratefully, to pay the artists who came here a small stipend, but like we probably won't be able to pay ourselves. So, whoa, someone just did a backflip. So,
I missed it again.
Hopefully what's next is more like becoming a 501c3, becoming a nonprofit that gets support from the community, from art organizations, so that next time we do a show, we have a budget before we do the show, because we did it in reverse this time and we made it happen because we're gritty. But it would be nice to not have to be clawing our way through to make something happen. Our website is www.dirtandglitter.org. We also have a Facebook page. It's at Dirt and Glitter Co. Dirt and spelled out as the word. Dirt and Glitter Co. We have a Facebook page, Dirt and Glitter. Maddie has a personal Instagram at Madeline Lawder. I have a personal Instagram at Lauren Godla. All of those places we would post things about our future work. Thank you for coming and being interested and curious and supportive of this work that we've been doing since February, and for covering it and inviting us to share a bit more and covering events like this that are making our community that is so beautiful more celebrated.